Hello guys, welcome to this video. And yes, I know this is a very different video than I used. This video I'm gonna be talking about a certain game that just released. I'm just gonna giving some thought about it. And yeah, sorry for the noise outside. There's that annoying neighbors again. So before we jump right into it, there's a bit disclaimer here. Basically this whole video is gonna be my pure opinion, and the game that I'm going to talk about is Kingdom Rush Vengeance. Yeah, the newest entry of the Kingdom Rush series. And I have to say that this game is really disappointing, you know. Yeah, let's talk about some reasons why I think this game is quite disappointing. Okay, first let's talk about the good intention the developer was going for, but kind of ended up damaging the gameplay itself, and it has something to do with its simplification. Now basically I think what the developers trying to do is to make everything a lot more simpler instead of this. They simplify everything from the upgrades, the tower upgrades and all the tower damage, and even the downright information. Like back then you will be given encyclopedia that allows you to read access to all the towers name, all their damage, all their special ability, all the enemies. But in this game, all of them were gone. There's no encyclopedia, which means you cannot know all these towers damage. In fact, instead of just giving us like a real numbers or just straight out information of, oh, this one's high, this one's low, this one's medium, this game does not. They just simply show the little bars right next to a freaking, like right next to the picture of the tower, and that's it. And they just give this very brief information about what the towers is. The same with upgrades. They simply just remove all these big, long, like upgrades they're using stars. Now they don't use stars now. Okay, because back then all the three games of Kingdom Rush uses stars to upgrade all these towers damage. But now they're gone. Okay, now this itself, in my opinion, creates a problem, because the way you get these souls to upgrade the tower damage is by just completing the levels. Just complete the main level and you get the soul. You cannot get more souls if you do some iron challenge. Now, because you know iron challenge is basically this extra challenge from the specific levels, which basically you must defeat this huge, massive one wave of enemies that just come over and over again with only two towers. But now, since that you can only upgrade through souls that was earned after you complete the main missions, there is no purpose on doing the iron challenge, because back then, if you want to upgrade your towers a lot earlier, you gotta have to at least get 5-star from that specific level, 3 from the main stage, you know, the story level, 2 is from the iron challenge and another challenge. And in this game, they don't allow you to do that. So basically, each tower's upgrade was done by soul, only earned by completing the main story. And let's move on to the second point. And speaking about tower, every single tower in this game is underwhelming. They're all weak. They're all completely, again, underwhelming. They're weak, uncreative, and even if they do look interesting, they somehow felt useless in the first 3 games. That you will enter the level with 4 main towers. You will upgrade each of these towers, and then until you reach level 4, and in every level 4 you will be able to choose between all these specialized towers. Now this specialized tower is where the game starts to get fun. In this game, they completely remove all the first upgrades straight out of the specialization, only to realize that these specialization towers are weak. You know, like some of the very first one we get is just these basic archer towers that doesn't do anything besides the fact that it's an archer tower. Like basically, it has no difference. It has no different than the regular one we get, all the basic one we get. Like, it doesn't felt that much different. hell, even if you're able to unlock these new tower special skills, all of them are almost useless. The first Archer Tower special ability involve these arrows that could weaken your enemies, and they send a single crow to like packing on the enemies, and keep attacking him. But the real problem is these crows only deal 4 damage. While most enemies have like what, 30, 40, 50, 60, sometimes even 120 health. How the fuck does a single crow could be useful? Like I said, the game starts to be fun when you are reaching this point, when you can use the special ability of the specialized tower. But now we got all the specialized tower, and yet they all have this really useless and sometimes mediocre ability. And it's not even worse to the next reason why I kind of hate this game. It's the DLC. The practice of DLC in this game are completely unbelievable. This game is the most expensive out of all, and yet they have the balls to charge tower DLC. Yeah, towers are DLC in this game. There are like 5 towers that becomes DLC in this game, and guess what? Only 2 of those towers that are useful. These 2 towers, I'm just gonna go straight to it. Is the redstone mage tower. It's basically it shoots these red laser beams to a single enemy. And oh my god, I haven't talked about the hero DLC. It was terrible. Terrible DLC, all of them, man. I admit it, it's the worst DLC. It's the worst DLC ever, man. You wanna buy a DLC? Just bought the dragons. The black dragons. That's the only useful DLC so far. Mainly because one of his superpowers is so broken. Basically, it rains down meteors to the entire screen. And oh god, I'm not even complaining about how this game is kind of unfinished, you know. This game is unfinished, and you can tell that this game is unfinished. Everything is unfinished in this game. Hell, by the time I recorded this, there are 2 slots of hero that are still empty. And there's a lot of places on the main screen, you know, like all the levels map that are still empty. Like the lake one or the desert one. So I really hope. So yeah, and I have no. Oh, by the way, about DLC 1, if you watch this, if there's a video in my channel where I showed you like how every single DLC are not kept even though after uninstall, and that's probably the worst thing, because another reason why I like this game is because after you bought a DLC on it, like in say Kingdom Rush Frontier or Origins, you can cap the DLC even after you uninstall the game. I'm willing to spend a shit tons of money for that concept, in fact. Especially if the hero were as good as the Origins or the Frontiers. But this doesn't. The DLC, they have the balls to turn towers to DLC, and all the towers DLCs are shit. All the heroes DLCs are not that good. All of the towers and heroes are underdeveloped, weak, and uninteresting. It just smells, man. It just smells. I don't want to make this video, but it's just kind of sad that by the time I'm really excited to see the new entry of this game, it just felt, again, like I said, weak, unfinished, underdeveloped, uninteresting, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think that's just my opinion on the game. It's just bad. So should you bought the game even though it's the most expensive one? Probably not now. Don't get the games now. If you want, then I've warned you, okay? I've warned you about how the DLC is bad. Some of the towers are undeveloped and weak. So if you like the video, you don't have to. You could like, but if you don't, you don't have. If you agree, thank you. If you don't, tell why in the comment section, and probably you have something to say as well. So yeah, bye, I guess.